It's where you make it nothing on the killing floor.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. What it do? What the business is? Welcome to another episode of the MDX Radio Show. I am your host, Mr. Maurice Prophet. Yeah, once again, that silence means that Denny, my partner in crime, Danny Dang, is not going to be in tonight. He is at home watching Game 7 of the NHL Eastern Conference Finals. Watch his Washington Capitals, hopefully putting the smackdown on the Tampa Bay Lightning team. And so he's at home. He's either in a really great mood right now or he's in a really bad mood right now. Because as you know, if you follow this show, you know he is a very intense Washington Capitals fan. So I totally understand this is a priority. It's Game 7. There's certain things in life where you just cannot pass up. And when your team is in the Game 7 situation, all hands must be on deck. You must have all the good vibes going, the good juju happening and everything. You got to make sure that you are there for your team. So I'm with you on that, buddy. I hope everything is going good with your team, bro. All right. So I'm going to be riding solo. Not that long, though, because guess what? I have special guests coming in tonight. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, I know I'm real far away. Compared to how it usually is and everything. I know it's more up close, but I want to make sure that we show guests on. And that's why you see the 3 empty chairs, because they're on their way right now. They should be here any minute. They should be here in a few minutes and everything. So if you're watching on Facebook Live or if you're listening live on IntellectualRadio.com, there might be a little bit of interruption as they come in and everything, but it's all good. We all family. We know how it is. We do it live in the living color over here on the MDX Radio. So I'm very glad that you are here, that you're listening, and you are a part of the conversation tonight. So we're going to have a good time. Yeah, my special guest I have coming up is first off, if y'all remember the last week of February of this year, I had a special guest, and that was Roxy. Roxy was my assistant director for Last Night is King, and she is going to be back in the studio with us tonight. So she'll be, riding the co-pilot seat. And in addition, she is bringing a couple of Chicago artists up here as well too. Artist by the name of he's a young up-and-coming rapper by the name of K-Sean. Some of y'all probably have heard of him on the underground scene and such. So you have a great opportunity to actually get to know him, get to know what he's all about, be able to so he can give like much more insight about the music that he does and everything like that. And in addition, also will be his producer Observe will be here as well too. And Observe has some amazing beats. So we're going to talk to him. We're going to talk to K-Sean and see what their whole intake about not only what's happening with themselves as artists, but also what's happening, with the industry as well too and everything. But while we were waiting for them to get here to the studio, I just want to chop it up with y'all. How's y'all week happening? How's y'all week been? I hope it's been pretty good. Mine's been pretty productive. So live, that I am a film and theater director. And this past weekend, I just got done doing the auditions for a new film that I'll be shooting next month. So the name of the film that I'll be doing is called What Are We Gonna Eat? And the name of the film pretty much explains exactly what the show is going to be about. And it's about what we all experience in our everyday lives, every week lives and everything when it comes to us having to find some middle ground, some type of common ground with our mates, whether it be our wives, our girlfriends, our boyfriends, our husbands, when it comes to what are we going to eat tonight. So the show is going to focus on 2 people, a female and a male, and they are a couple. But they're like in their mid-20s to mid-30s and such. They live in Chicago, got an apartment together and everything. And what's all about is it's a Friday night, so they're at the end of the week. They're having they're happiest at the end of the week. All the work stuff is behind them. They're getting ready for the weekend. So it's when you're in that Friday evening kind of feel, that's all about the down period. You want to have have yourself like a little drink, have yourself a good meal, kind of kick back, relax, put your feet up a little bit, and just kind of like take it easy. But but food is a very integral part of this process. And as many of you all know, what it's like when it comes to that process it sounds easy when it comes to figuring out or even deciding on what you want to eat, but it really is not that easy though. So these two go have a back and forth, a back and forth battle of banter when it comes to really being able to put down the other person when it comes to whatever they're suggesting. So one person might say Chinese, the other person might say Thai food, the other person might say pizza, the other person might say barbecue and such. But there's always a reason the other person does not want to have that. I mean, we all go through this all the time, though. And why is it like that too? Why is it like when you're with your spouse, you're with your mate, you're with your significant other, figuring out what to eat is always just a chore. Like it's a battle that you dread going into, and you know that going into it is going to be a mini war. All right. So yeah. So it's a very relatable film. It's going to be a very short film, probably about 10, 15 minutes at most, I want to say. And we're going to be shooting it next month at the end of June. So auditions were really good. I met with some really talented people over the weekend. I got some really great submissions over video submissions as well too over the weekend, and also this week as well too, even up to today. The video submissions, anyone's listening that is trying to still audition for this, you have until midnight tonight Central Standard Time to submit me your videos. So make sure you do that. You can email me at mproffit, the number 5 at gmail.com. And if you are listening to this right now, you really are like legit interested in this, and you want to be a part of the selection process, feel free to email me. You don't have like this. You obviously don't have the lines or anything like that. But feel free to email me your resume, your headshot, and also a video submission of you. It doesn't have to be the exact size I have specifically for this audition for this project. But if you have anything that's already on deck that you want to submit and you are interested, you have until midnight tonight. So it's a little under 2 hours. So if you are interested, you want to be a part of this project, make it happen. Send it over to me. All right. I want to see some. I want to see some gold. But I saw a good talent though, so I think we're gonna be in good shape and everything. Between what I saw this weekend, what I've been seeing for the video submissions this week, and also what may be coming in my inbox within the next couple of hours or so. So we'll see how that all goes and everything. So it should be all good. In addition to that, keep in mind my web series Broke AF. That will be debuting July 28th. That's July 28th at the University of Chicago. It's going to be an afternoon show, so it's going to be a 4 p.m. start time for the show. However, 3 p.m. the doors will open. 3 p.m. come out for the red carpet. Come out to mix and mingle with the cast and with the crew. Meet some people who are going to be industry people who are going to be there as well too. Great time to network, kind of put yourself out there, and also at the same time come out and see a really amazing feature. All right, so it's going to be really good. So it's going to be 3 p.m. July 28th at the University of Chicago. Tickets will be on sale the next few weeks, so be on the lookout for that. If you need more information about that, just hit me up on Facebook. Find me on Facebook, and this way I'll be able to get you all the information for that when it comes up. But it's coming around really, really quick, and trust me, the actors that we have on deck for that one man. You want to talk about the cream of the crop? It's them right here. Seriously, I swear I believe every actor who was involved with that project with Broke AF has to be top caliber. So you don't want to miss this. This is a great opportunity to be able to be a part of this amazing event. And in addition to that, I know I have like so much going on. In addition to that, I haven't put this out there yet in terms of announcing or anything. So you can call this an MDX exclusive. The first weekend of August, there's a kind of like a Comic-Con that's happening here in Chicago. But it's not Comic-Con, obviously. It's called WakandaCon. It's one of those. It takes on the theme of, the theme of like Comic-Con and all the conventions that we have across the nation that deal with comics coming out, big comics coming out, big movies coming out, pop culture references and whatnot and everything. So it's taking on that, but it's really more so focused on not only taking on the Black Panther theme, the Black Panther from Marvel Studios, but also the celebration of black owned businesses, and also black owned kind of like black owned entertainment productions as well too. So there's going to be a lot of people there who are local artists, local black artists, and local artists of color just in general, who will be having seminars. They'll be having workshops. They're going to have booths set up and all. So it's going to be a really cool convention. I know it's downtown. I can't think of the actual location off the top of my head right now, but I'll have that information for you in the next coming weeks. However, what's kind of dope about this, your boy here, that's right, your boy here, he will be hosting his own panel discussion at the convention that weekend. And so it's going to be about the rise of black directors in the city of Chicago. So I'm going to have a panel of not only myself, but also a few other black directors as well too. And we're going to be talking about kind of like, our pathway into this industry of what we're doing, how we've been doing it, what keeps us motivated, what keeps us pushing forward and all, what type of adversities we've dealt with or we are dealing with, and how do we overcome that. And in addition, talking about the future of what we see before us. When you see the influence of black artistry right now, especially with young black Hollywood, it's a really impressive look to see where we are culturally on this mainstream platform and such. Black Panther was directed by Ryan Coogler, who to me personally is one of my favorite directors. And even before, way even before Black Panther, I think I got onto him when I saw Fruitvale Station, and it was the way how that film was made that really captivated me in terms of the way how he goes about telling a story, but also not only just telling a story, but also the visual aspects that he used to be able to bring that story to life. And that's why I was like, man, this Ryan Coogler, okay, I see what you about, man. That's dope. But before that though, you had like guys like Hype Williams and F. Gary Gray, these black directors as well too, who don't really get the necessary shine that they deserve, but they really did create the pathway for men like Ryan Coogler and such as well too. So you see like just how impactful this new wave of black artists really are making a tremendous tidal wave of just ability in putting their names out there to really be able to leave their mark into the lexicon of American pop culture and such. And what's great about this is that it's only growing. It's not stopping anytime soon. It's only growing. So it's only right to be able to be a part of this of this excursion and really be able to talk about how we're all part of this. I mean, because let's be honest, we all want to be able to get to the big times, the quote unquote big times and such. So this really is going to be a great vehicle. So yeah, so there'll be much more details about that coming up in the upcoming weeks and all. So we'll talk about that more in detail when we get there. All right. I know we're still waiting for our special guests. They should be here very soon and all. So I'll keep on running my mouth for you guys. That's what I love doing anyway. All right. I love doing that anyway and such. All right. So let's talk about something that's a little more serious. But I want to kind of get into it a little bit. Excuse me. Y'all know how I am. So today, it was either today or yesterday, I believe it was. I don't like talking about them anymore because I kind of put that part of my life behind me. But for this case, I want to talk about them. The NFL. So as you guys know, if you know me pretty well, at one point in my life, I was a ridiculous avid NFL fan for the National Football League. I would surround my entire life around the schedule of the Chicago Bears, and also surround my entire life around the schedule of Thursday night football, Monday night football, Sunday night football, Sunday all day football, even sometimes Saturday night football as well too, and even the NFL draft. My life was consumed with the NFL. To almost to a scary point where I was too deep into it and such. And I started noticing just how like the organization really was changing a lot in the past few years. But last year, when it came to the NFL really showing their true colors about how they stood with or excuse me, I'm not saying with, but saying against what Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee for, that's when I had my, okay, I'm ready to end this relationship moment. And even though, despite the fact that I was a lifetime fan of this organization, when you show me those kind of true colors, then I really do know that my viewership does not really matter to you, and that's fine. We could part ways. But there was always that piece of me that kind of had that, like, well, perhaps things may change. They might use the opportunity to go about things a much more constructive way and take advantage of this and really be able to create a conversation, to create a more positive platform, and to create some reform and to change things around. So this way the NFL has a much better perception. You know, they did the same thing after the whole Ray Rice thing. NFL became much more sensitive to women's rights, and they made that very apparent and such. And so I felt that it could happen. However, if that does happen, when it comes to Black rights and when it comes to the reason why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling in the first place, I wasn't going to necessarily come back to being a fan of the NFL at all, but I was going to at least acknowledge the fact that, okay, well, they are trying, but I'm good, right? I can't even do that now because as many of you know, a new ruling came out, it was either yesterday or today, that for players who, because they were trying to decide, they're doing these spring summer meetings the past week, and they're trying to decide on what they're going to do about players who protest the national anthem, exercising their First Amendment rights. And they came up with a decision that what they're going to do is that if you are on the field and you decide to take a knee for the national anthem, you will be fined. In addition to that, you do not have to come out of the locker room for the national anthem. So basically, what that tells me is we don't want you to be seen. If you're going to, according to Roger Goodell, these were his words too, by the way. If you are going to disrespect the flag, which none of this was about anyway, but if you're going to disrespect the flag, we don't want you to be seen. However, we do want you to go on the field, break your bones, rattle your brains, all right? Completely, just completely give yourself even more damaging ailments that you already have built up in your bodies and such. Please give us your blood, give us your guts, all right, and give us your soul on that field. But when it comes to you having a voice, nah. We gotta stop you from that. So the NFL decided, let's not opt for the option of taking a much more constructive pathway about this, and actually taking the opportunity to illuminate what the actual problem is. The NFL decided not to go that direction in terms of educating people on, okay, let's talk about the actual problem of what's going on with the league. Let's actually talk about what where the problem actually stems from and where the nucleus of this problem actually is, and that police brutality in America. Let's talk about the fact that we have the majority of the league that we have here in the NFL are Black players. And that means, yes, in the off season or even during the regular season, if a Black player happens to be driving down to go to Jewel, Dominic's, Epperson's, to Aldi, whatever, to get something to eat, get something to drink, he can be at any time pulled over for any reason, because a lot of times the reason's not even given. All right, and police can just do whatever they want to them. So the NFL decided we're not going to take the approach of actually going about this in a very constructive way to actually bring some education to this, or bring some understanding to this, or even have open up a national discussion, or even just say we stand by our players when it comes to their human rights. All right, we stand by our players for their right to live, for the right to have life, for the right to have breath in their body. for the right to actually be able to be constructive people, citizens of society. And we want to make sure that they are able to move on and move forward and be able to grow and prosper. No, the NFL just said, nah, we don't care. We do not care about your rights. We do not care about your life. We do not care about about your safety at all. All we care about is you getting on that field and dancing for us. That's all we care about. All right. And you take this bag of money because we know you cannot turn it down, because what else are you going to do? All right. Because in the eyes of the NFL, they look at it like, you've been playing. This is all you know. This is all you know. All you know is football. You've been doing this since you were in Pop Warner. All right. You've been doing this since Pop Warner. You did it in high school. You did it through college. And let's not get started on colleges on how they bank off these players when it comes to them killing themselves. This way they can offer these multi-million-dollar contracts to these coaches. But to the NFL, they're like, we don't care about you. All right? We do not care about you. We only care about what you do on this field. All right? What happens outside the field, I don't care. So that's why they said, be out of sight if you're going to be, do not be seen if you are going to protest. If you are on the field, you better stand up, boy. That's how I interpreted Rogers and Goodell's statement today. That's how I interpret it. It could be anything else, because all that told me was you weren't even open to the opportunity of being able to make it to an educational experience. You weren't even open to it. So it wasn't even a thought. It wasn't even on the table. And with you being the leader, you being the commissioner of the NFL, it really does show your character. And that's when I was like, it's not even that I'm done with the NFL, because I've been done with the NFL, but I'm morally disgusted with them and anyone who even associates themselves with them. Like, I'm like morally disgusted by them. I really am. And don't trip. I'm not going to be one of those people who, next season, who are going to be on Facebook on Sundays looking at you cross-eyed if you post that you're watching NFL Red Zone. I'm not going to be like one of those people. I'm not, because I still have friends who still watch football. I still have friends who watch the NFL, and that's fine, because that's your outlet. However, at the same time, though, you can't ignore the fact that this is a twisted situation that we're in right now, that they are in right now. And I feel I really do feel bad for the players that they have to go through this, because they do not deserve this. They do not deserve this at all. They deserve to be able to exercise their right of assembly and their freedom of speech and their freedom of expression. They have every right to do that. But with the NFL doing what they're doing right now, they're stifling them. They're stifling them, and they're telling them how to behave and how to act. And these are grown men we're talking about. These are not no preschoolers. So anyway, yeah, you can keep that, NFL. I'm cool on that. I'll watch the Ice Capades. All right, y'all. Hey, we're going to take a second real quick. Our guests are actually in the studio right now. I'm about to bring them in. I cannot wait. If you're watching on Facebook Live, just bear with me for a second. Also, if you're listening on the website, just bear with me. We'll be back in a couple seconds, all right?
You can have anything you like. Let's go. Sweet and wine. You know that you lose. Come away, I can have you. On the killing floor, it's where you make it love. On the killing floor, get you the definition. On the killing floor, who's the bitch now? On the killing don't wanna do it. Let me lay If you know what you like, then baby don't resist. 'Cause I got you in my slaughterhouse, and this is something that you don't want to miss. On the killing floor, it's where you make it nothing. On the killing floor, take you back in this bitch. On the killing floor. Who's the bitch now? On the killing floor. Just wanna hang out. Won't you listen? I can taste when you're somewhere and I can tell so. Should've watched when you were walking. This is my killing floor. Use your eyes and take a look around, 'cause you will never ever walk on that floor.
All right. Welcome back to the MDX Radio Show. I am your host, Maurice Prophet. Sorry, ladies, but Mr. Danny Dang is not with us tonight. He is watching Game 7 of that NHL conference finals. So, like I said earlier, he's either in a tremendous mood right now watching the Washington Capitals win, or he is, he's about to run out in the interstate, well, because they lost. So, Dan, we hoping you're good, man. But as promised, we got the crown gems of tonight in the studio live with us. First off, ladies first. I got a shout out to this one right here. Now, as I said earlier, now some of y'all remember from the last show that we did in February, the last week of February, I had a special guest who was my co-pilot that night. And she is back, ladies and gentlemen. She's back, my popular man, Miss Roxy G.
Hi, Maurice. Hi, so good being here. How are you doing? Thanks so much for having us.
Oh my goodness, what is good with you?
Oh, we're just so happy to be here tonight. Blessed in this company, and thank you so much for having us out here.
Absolutely, thank you for making this all happen for real. Roxy got in contact with me, and she was like, I know some amazing artists that you need to have on the show.
Super excited.
And I was like, let's make it happen for real. Let's make it happen.
Super excited to show the world.
So since we brought them up, we gotta make sure that the world now knows who we're talking about. We have the crown jewels in the studio tonight, ladies and gentlemen. First off, representing Southside. Representing from the South Side, we have hip hop artists and the future of Chicago artistry and hip hop, Mr. Kashan, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kashan. And in addition, with Mr. Kashan, we have an amazing talent. But I'm not gonna say
thanks, man.
Not your real name, but I'm gonna say your I'm gonna say your other name, and that's Mr. Observe. Observe with the number 3 in the middle.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Thanks for having us, bro.
Definitely. I'm so glad you guys are here and everything. So let's get into this. So I was able to go through you guys' music. I went through you guys' your social medias and such. Very impressed with what I heard in terms of not only your skill set but also your skill set as well too. With putting the actual music together and with you actually putting the lyrics and everything to music. So you guys have a really good. Guys have a very unique chemistry that I noticed. I noticed that from when you first started off. you're dealing with a certain sound. But then I noticed that when you linked up with Observe, then the sound really did enhance.
Check it out.
In terms of in terms of quality and such. So I think I need to ask you, how did you guys find each other?
So you check it out. So we both went to SIU. This is like 3-4 years ago. I was just transferring down there. I think I was a sophomore. I think he was a junior.
Okay.
And like I had got to the room first, so I'm just unpacking, picking my bed spot.
Yeah.
And he walk in and I see.
Oh, y'all were your roommates.
He was my roommate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so y'all were roommates. Was it SIUC or SIUE?
SIUC.
Gotcha. Okay, the pure party school then.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Basically. What was this, 3-4 years ago, bro? Just about
4 years ago, back in 2014.
Okay.
So I had, it's what's crazy about how me and Kashan met is we both transferred from community colleges.
Yeah.
And, by chance of fate, bro, it was crazy. When I was going to my college and getting ready to head down to SIU, I didn't even know I was going to SIU until the last semester. And so once I got down there, I went to one of the open houses, and I remember meeting this dude named Lloyd Coakley. Lloyd, if you're watching this right now, shout out to you.
Oh,
because me and Lloyd had a conversation during this open house, and he was like, "Hey, man, we starting up this coalition of young black men, do good faith in the world, and just put together like a group of men." And at first, I was like, "Nah, I'm transferring in as a junior. I plan on moving into an apartment and just doing my own thing."
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, cool." I told him no. I'm planning on getting an apartment down there, right? So then I find out I get an envelope from SIU, and they say, "Oh, you moving into a dorm hall called Abbott." And I'm like, "Abbott?" I was like, "Wait, I didn't sign up for this."
Nah, you gotta tell her. You gotta tell exactly what the letter said though, because I got this same letter saying that you're gonna move into Abbott.
Yeah.
And it was from Lloyd Coakley. So,
but what's crazy though is that you had the anticipation of going down there living in an apartment, and then you get the letter talking about you're living in the dorm. You're like, what? Already getting the downgrade? Come on now.
Mm-hmm. So once we got down there, I think it was like that first or second week of August, me and Kashan ended up being roommates. We just walked into the room. "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm saying, "What up, bro?" "Hey, yeah, we finna get it rocking." "All right, bet, cool."
Yeah.
Basically, that's exactly what it was. We was chilling that night. Like, we had popped out that night. We ain't wait, like, stay in. Nobody was homesick. None of that. We immediately went out to go see what was cracking.
Right. And then that's smart too, because that's first crack of everything out there. On the social tip as well too, because you put yourselves out there, you're meeting folks. Right? Because like you said a second ago, people are gonna be sitting there. They're gonna be a little bit homesick on the first night. They'll be sitting up in their room, calling their families and like, "I miss y'all." But y'all like, "Nah, we're gonna get out here. We're gonna see what's going on, see who's out there, and we're gonna meet people." Right? You know what I'm saying?
Man, that first.
So y'all really did like connect like immediately.
Yeah, like
that's what's up.
It was no friction, none of that. He walked in, I seen him.
Yeah.
He was cool. We talked about some cool stuff in between, and that's
basically.
Yeah. Basically.
But what really tied it together was when we both found out that we had a deep passion for music.
That's what's up.
And what's so crazy about this, what we about to show you right now, is how I knew that me and this dude were supposed to link up.
Really? Okay. All right. I'm ready for this.
So
I'm scarred up too. It's crazy.
Oh, true. So I got this tattoo back in
y'all got some ink. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh wow. All right. Yeah. Okay. This is like the way to show solidarity.
This was the connection right here. This is what solidified.
This is what made all this music go full circle, basically.
Okay.
How the universe reciprocates. So I got this tattoo.
Oh wow. Oh, it's dope. Okay. Yeah. It's like a lifeline that's within like music, like music chords, basically. That's really that's smooth.
Yeah, and I play drums, so these are just drum booms.
Yeah.
Booms. So it's a lot of peeling back of onion to that layer.
Yeah.
But when I met Kashan, he had this tattoo.
What I got is hip hop. Bleeding straight from my arm, just peeling straight up.
Nice. Both from the forearms.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. So y'all had those ink before.
Yeah.
Y'all met each other.
I had this.
So it's kind of like, so it was like, wait, I have this. Wait, I have this. Wait, we both had this.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That's what's up, man. That's cool.
Yeah, bro.
That's
so
cool.
Once we was like, yo, you got a cool ass tattoo? Dope. I got a cool ass tattoo. You fuck with music? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
You play music.
I
play music. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, right, because like right there was like really letting you know that.
I want to let y'all know that before we walked up these stairs, he specifically looked at me and was like, "Hey, bro, don't curse."
That was a blurb. Everyone watching right now, I apologize.
So that so you were privy to that like within the last like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much. Yeah.
Even though I told you earlier today, I was playing with you, but that's fine. We can get past that. But the thing is, though, what's bigger though is that you guys really were able to. I mean, that really, like you said, that solidified right there that this is a connection. This is a partnership that really is meant to be, and that really is a definitive sign to let you know that okay, we can build together. This is going to be not just a college thing. You know, we can actually continue to build with each other and everything like that. So that's how you knew right from the jump that. Okay, we both have a love and a passion and affinity for music. So what's up? Let's make this all happen, man.
It was definitely destined to be. So what was so wild about our experience down at SIU was I was always in the communications building my first semester at Abbott.
Sure.
And so downstairs in the communications building, they had a bunch of Mac computers. So I'd be always down there pretty much every day, just down there, just
mad hours,
working on Logic, trying to work out how you can create consistency day in and day out.
Yeah.
And so I remember us talking about going down there and making some music, but we never actually just acted on it. But
what it was really he was very focused down at SIU.
Yeah.
I was not focused at all at SIU. Like I had been writing, like I was still nice. Don't ever get it twisted.
Right, no question. No question.
Yeah,
the pen game
always
is strong.
sharp. Yeah, always sharp. I just wasn't applying it. I was so focused on other things that I could never make it to what I really wanted to do. I was so clouded. You got the pressure of being in college.
Right.
I was in a horrible relationship. Broke.
Yeah.
Like it was just.
Were you like 18 at the time?
I was like 21 and 22.
Okay. All right. So so I mean you were obviously still very young.
Yeah.
Still trying to find yourself, understand who you are and all. That's the funny and we'll get back on track, but that's the funny thing about college is that you technically go into that very young. You go into college, at 18 years old, and you still have no idea who you really are. You don't really have like full grasp of who you are until
I think what it is actually going away to college, because I was in college before I got SIU.
Sure. Yeah.
So I already knew I know what college is.
Right.
The whole aspect of being on your own, like you around a whole bunch of new people you're not quite comfortable with shit.
Yeah, that's that's a transition that you're not ready for at that time. You know what I mean? So I know what you mean though, in terms of like overall though, you're 21. You were fresh on your own down there. Like you've already done like the classes thing already and everything. You've been to school all your life. Yep. But this is a whole other aspect where you're just like, okay, what is what is this? Like I'm like basically I'm like, wait, I don't have to go do AP chemistry? I don't have to go to my 8 o'clock in the morning class tomorrow and I won't get in trouble? Oh, want to sleep, you know what I'm saying?
Goodbye.
It's crazy. Right.
We was actually going to class is the crazy part.
Yeah.
We were in class day in, day out, getting business done. We held each other accountable.
Yeah.
We were some young men on a mission. What was so crazy though was that every time we pulled everyone together, I would say around October, September is when we started moving as a unit.
Shout out the old Abbott gang too, man.
Okay.
Shout out to Abbott gang. Incredible, intelligent group of young men, brilliant minds. Shondell, all them fellas.
Facts.
So tell us about that though. So was this kind of like a coalition of other artists that were?
This was just literally just
your boys.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A lot of fellas was from the East St. Louis area.
Yeah.
A lot of them from Chicago as well.
Sure.
So it was just a lot of just young black men, kind of put into a dorm all together. And I mean, from top to bottom, 3 floors. So we moved as a unit. I would say like 15, 20 deep. It was cool. We would go and, do positive things like pick up garbage at the park. But no, it was
really
cool. No, it's cool. Everybody had a passion for music,
and
art and stuff like that.
Sure.
And we didn't really start diving into our music stuff really until we got back up here.
And that's what I want to talk to you about. So let's talk about that. So when you guys got back up here, then this is after graduation, this is after you were done. All right. So when that happened, like what really like drove you guys saying, okay, let's now make this happen. We're out of school. Well, let's now make this happen and everything. No.
When I got back from SIU, it was clear what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like I got back and I got a job, and I didn't have the passion for college no more. So I know I didn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. Didn't want to work where I was working.
Right.
And the only thing that was calling me was music. So when I got back, it was like, once I felt that, I got right to it. Started writing, linked up with my producer, I wish he was here today, man. Shout out Mike, aka Vespucci Jones, man. Yeah, Watch out for this kid. He's a monster. A monster.
Okay.
I don't know any producer who's touching him. Wow. That's me.
Personally. We could play one of his beats tonight if you
yes,
really could.
Yes, absolutely.
We really could.
Pull it up. Yeah, absolutely. Wait, so hold on. So does Mike still make your beats?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I was under the impression. Okay, so both together. Okay, so
Mike is
together.
Mike is my sole producer. Like, if I had to choose any producer that I'm working with for the rest of my life, that's who I'm picking.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Yeah. All right, I would like to hear some of that because I was on your website.
Oh, thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for visiting it, man.
Definitely.
I appreciate that.
The track, I don't know how it's pronounced. I just know it's spelled SZN.
Oh.
Season.
Season.
My co-host who's supposed to be on tonight, he normally calls in from Seattle. Danny. He's a big hip hop head.
Yeah.
I sent him this the link to your website. I said, bro, listen to Season. So listen to that one. That is flames.
Oh, thanks,
no
man.
joke. For real. I had that. I'm not playing with you because I had that. Definitely. I had that one playing. I had that one playing. I kind of like, I had it because I had the loop going on, like listen to all your beats.
Yeah.
But that one I kept hitting repeat on when I was doing some work last night because I really like the way that sounds. So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when I was on your Instagram, I'm hearing I could tell the ones that that where you two were working together.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that the sound is really unique.
The two tracks that preview on my Instagram, he definitely had a hand.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And we just got out the studio. We got something fresh off the press, and it's called Skedaddle. Codename Waves.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not called Skedaddle.
What's that? Skedaddle is very different though. That will separate you from everyone else.
When I was recording the session, that was the only thing that came to mind, but it's actually called Waves.
Okay. Kashan's like, it's definitely called Waves. We're not going to call it the other name. Yeah. So let me ask you. So as far as an artist, not as far as a producer, who were like some of the people that you guys were like influenced by coming up?
I was influenced by a lot of different people. I would say from John Coltrane to Miles Davis, Hank Mobley, and Oscar Peterson, and Jack DeJohnette, Brian Blade. I love jazz music, but I also love hip hop, Mobb Deep, Phariside, Royce, all of them. OQ, NWA. I'm Bambaataa,
Will Verse.
Just like I'm like really deep into like different genres, but I also love like dubstep and stuff like that. In terms of how to necessarily construct my brand, I try to stay more in the let it just happen from each different genre perspective. Maybe the drums, kind of like some boom baps, maybe sample something.
Man,
maybe just do something on the omnisphere. Just like there's so many different ways to now create music. So
absolutely.
The two artists that really got me to start rapping was 50 Cent.
Okay.
Like once I heard 50, once I heard Hustler's Ambition by 50 is one of the coldest tracks.
Yes.
Like one of the coldest tracks. Once I heard that, and the intro to it is crazy. That's what really got me. once I heard that, it was over with. I was in love with hip hop from there, and I was in love with hip hop before that because my pops, he would ride around and he would play Do or Die.
Okay.
He would play Crucial Conflict, Bone Thugs,
Twister,
Adrenaline Rush stayed playing
in the middle of the bomb.
Oh my god!
CHICAGO, final ticket. Here we go. Oh man, that takes me back, y'all. For real.
And after 50, who got me to start writing was Wayne.
Now that's interesting. I'm glad you said that because I noticed that a lot. Because you're what? You're 24, right? A lot of artists your age really do attribute their passion and their motivation from Lil Wayne. And I think that's really interesting because it's like your generation right now really does like hitch on to Lil Wayne as kind of like being
you know how it's like really. You know how it's like Tupac,
right?
Biggie, Eminem. Jay-Z,
everyone at that moment.
After Jay-Z comes Wayne.
Right. And I think that's really interesting. It's not like how could you? But I see why though, because on top of it,
what I've learned about Wayne, Wayne is no matter what year you talk about, he could have dominated in any year he wanted to. It's not like he decreased in skill at all. He just started making music that was profitable.
Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely. Now, do you remember? Now, here's the funny thing is that back when Cash Money was coming out, we're talking about the late '90s. Juvenile was big. BG was big. This is the Cash Money. This is the Cash Money Millionaires. And Wayne at the time, was the youngest prodigy of that group. And I remember back then, like when I'll tell you what it was. When I heard when I first heard Bling Bling, his verse wasn't even on the album. His verse is only on the radio. And his verse, had like no cursing or anything like that. That was like kind of like his thing. He didn't curse back then. But his verse is only on the radio, but his verse was the best verse out of everybody. And I was like, he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the guy. So, like, so do you guys ever go back to listen to like that caliber Lil Wayne, like the Block is Hot Lil Wayne
all the time? Every day. Oh my god, bro. That's like,
I
got one song in particular from that era. I can't say it on air, but it's when Lil Wayne, I think he was like 17 or 16, and he was just really mad at the world.
Afterworld. Afterworld. I remember that one. I remember that track.
I remember just listening to that song as a party man, and just hearing how the instruments really layered themselves in terms of how his cadence sat in the beat. But then also how like it was like whining. That song touched me when I was younger because I was going through some stuff. And I heard that, I was like,
this is me right here, right? He's talking to me right here, right? So let me ask you guys. So I know you guys have some work coming up. I believe that you're working on either a mixtape or an album or
both.
Okay, you're doing both. So tell us about how that project's coming along and when do you anticipate it dropping?
I want to drop the mixtape like somewhere around the first week of summer.
Okay.
When is the album?
Real coming up. Coming up real quick soon. Then. Yeah. So you're pretty much done then.
Oh yeah, it's done.
A wrap.
It's done. Yeah, the mixtape is done.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is primed, prepped, and packaged, ready for distribution, ready for new ears. And
shout out Dot, man.
Shout out to the whole Major Scale Music.
Yeah.
These gentlemen really have impacted our lives,
man,
especially
in such a big way.
I words can't even describe, man, that story within itself about how we came in contact with a group of gentlemen, a league of extraordinary gentlemen who are producers, engineers, visionaries, engineers.
This is Major Scale Music, you said? Tell us about that. How did you get in contact with them?
So I'll give you the short version of the story.
Yeah.
My friend owns a barbershop, and I grew up with him. He used to cut my hair. And he was cutting my hair at first, and a guy across the barber chair, his name was Adop. He overheard us talking about music.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Hey, bro, you do music?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "To like what extent?" I was like, "Bro, I do to all and any, man. What's up?" He was like, "Cool. Come over to the crib later on. Engineer the session." All right. So I zoom over there later on. Meet this guy named Jay So from the UK. He was visiting. He was on tour. Stop by the studio to track some vocals.
Yeah.
So he put me in that position. So I say, okay, see how you working. You know what I'm saying? See how you, handle yourself, conduct business as an engineer. But, also how do you fit into a situation where you just meet somebody on the fly? Right. You don't know how they work as far as the creative process. It was really dope, bro. So after that, he saw how I got down on Logic. He's like, hey, man, you stick around, man, and try to, take up under our wing, and we'll show you the ropes of how to produce music. And
so they're willing to mentor you then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I became a brother in this brothership.
Yeah.
But when it's a league of extraordinary gentlemen, G. It's crazy. So
it really is.
Once we started producing, now mind you, this was 2 years ago, right? Now what we just started doing just happened now.
Right.
So fast forward to now, you know what I'm saying? Me and Kashawn linked back up. I introduced him. We built a new studio in a different location, super dope spot.
Yeah.
And brought Kashawn into the mix and introduced him to Dot. Dot was like, "What's up, man? I need some rappers." I said, "Say less."
This your man right here.
I get
no further.
I get a FaceTime call just randomly.
Yeah.
He like, yo, you should come out to this little show. So I come out to this show, and he got this other artist that he worked with named Ishay. Shout out Ishay.
Shout out Ishay all day. Ishay all day.
Yeah. Facts. That night, he's like, yo, man, I got this studio. We need to work ASAP. So I'm like, yo, let's do it. The weekend after that, he calls me. He like, yo, I just booked you some studio time.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, word? So
that fast.
Yeah, that
already.
Fast, that quick.
Man, you're like, it's real, okay?
Yeah, he FaceTimes me while he's in the studio.
Yeah.
And Dot is also in the studio. So I get a chance to talk to who I'm working with and my homie there. He's vouching for him, so I know he's valid.
Sure.
I get to the studio and I think I paid the invoice for the studio. And he don't know me from a can of paint, so I could have been in there and went and just been completely trash. Completely trash. Yeah. The first song we do, I knock it out. First take.
Okay.
Yeah. Second song we do, I knock it out. First take.
Wow.
Third song we do, I knock it out. First take.
Nice.
By this time,
it's a combo.
Yeah.
By this time, he's paying attention. He's like, yo.
This is serious.
Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
We chop it up. Long story short, he called me the next day. He like, yo, bro, I like what you do. I got a vision. I see your vision. We need to work ASAP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
rest was history.
That's
from
what
there.
I'm saying. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Now I know we got to wrap up in a little bit. However, Rox, I'm very curious. How did you link up with them?
I actually met Jalen at the Den Theater. We went to go check out some great music. I'm going to tell you some things. Since I've met these gentlemen, my whole perspective of music has even shifted. Now I understand exactly what kind of work goes into the production of this, and really it is a league of gentlemen that are really in tune with one another and are doing really well in capturing something that's real and trying to evoke that to an audience that is also real to receive it. So
nice. Wow.
It's been
Thank
awesome
you so much,
to be there and to be a fly on the wall and to kind of see this and to just to see this journey take wings. It's been awesome.
That's what's up. And
Roxy, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, you are such a sweetheart because you have such a warm heart and you're so kind towards everyone. And she's literally since February when we first met at the Den, seen this come all to fruition. So I said, hey, come out to the studio and just come chill and hang. So she would come out, bring the camera and just hang out. And
been capturing some images and just seeing that through a lens has been a really pretty
true.
But also we be having mastermind conversations for real,
going deeper into realms and areas that you never really been before, right?
Just having conversations on a higher frequency of how can we first of all help people out,
absolutely,
but also do something that's just super dope. Think how entrepreneurs naturally think, right? When you're trying to obtain, some way to impact, people, for the better. Our vessel just so happens to be music. in film and anything creative.
Yeah, anything creative.
Yeah,
we got our hands on it.
We definitely got to talk about film.
Yeah, that's the next step.
Yeah, definitely. So we gotta wrap things up. All right, so this is gonna be the end of the show. So, but before we get out of here, I want you guys to give out your socials, give out your contacts. How can they find you? How can they find your music? Put it all out there. So this way the world can get to you.
Sounds good, man. So, we're gonna be releasing a flurry of very intricate music within the next couple of days or weeks or months. All of them, honestly. It is going to be some good music. We hope you guys enjoy it. You can reach me at observe.com. That's obs3rve.com. Instagram, it's actually 0bs3 because there's another gentleman. I'm sure he's a very kind gentleman who has the O.
Exact same.
If you're watching this, please can I have it? Please, and make my life much more easier. But no, yeah, reach me at Observe, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, observe.com, majorscalemusic.com, Major Scale Music on SoundCloud. You need beats, we got those. We have a whole flurry of just really good music.
Nice.
Facts. Check out. You can reach me everywhere at Bobby Tenderlove. All you got to do is type it in. Spelled exactly how it sounds. It's also the greatest name in the world, so respect it. Bobby Tenderlove. Instagram, Twitter. I don't really do Facebook. Mr. Tenderlove on Snapchat. Kashan.6 on Snapchat. Holla at me.
All right, you heard there.
Hey. Shout out my baby Jessica, too, because I wanted her here tonight, too.
All right, definitely got to shout out Jessica, absolutely. but that is all right there and everything, everybody. But look, check them out. I'm gonna have all their socials and everything that's going to that will connect you guys to them on our post. So this way that you guys can actually go directly to them in case you weren't able to take that down. But gentlemen and Roxy, thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate this. You guys were wonderful tonight. And everyone, thank you very much for watching, on Facebook Live, listening on IntellectualRadio.com, listening on iHeartRadio or on YouTube. We appreciate you guys, and we'll be back in a couple weeks, all right? And we'll check y'all out. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.